A man thrown overboard into a raging sea, swallowed whole by a massive creature from the deep. 3 days and 3 nights in complete darkness, inside the belly of a beast with no way out. This is not a myth. This is the story of Jonah, a prophet who tried to run from God and discovered that there is nowhere on earth or in the sea that God cannot reach. Stay with me. You need to hear what happened next. God spoke clearly to Jonah. Go to the great city of Nineveh and warn its people that their wickedness had not gone unnoticed. But Nineveh was Israel's enemy, a cruel and violent empire. And Jonah wanted nothing to do with their salvation. Instead of obeying, Jonah ran the opposite direction, down to the port of Joppa, where he paid his fare and boarded a ship bound for Tarshish, as far from Nineveh and from God's call as he could possibly sail. No sooner had the ship set sail than God sent a violent storm across the sea, so fierce that the experienced sailors feared the ship would break apart beneath them. They cried out to their gods, threw cargo overboard, and did everything they could to survive, while Jonah, strangely, had gone below deck and fallen asleep. The captain shook him awake in disbelief. "How can you sleep? Get up and call on your God. Maybe he will take notice of us." The sailors cast lots to discover who had brought this disaster upon them, and the lot fell on Jonah. Jonah confessed everything, that he was fleeing from the God who made the sea and the dry land, and that the storm was his fault alone. "Pick me up and throw me into the sea," he told them, "and it will become calm, for I know it is because of me that this storm has come upon you." The sailors resisted at first, rowing desperately to reach land instead, but the sea only grew wilder. Finally, with great reluctance, they lifted Jonah and threw him into the raging waters, and the moment he hit the sea, the storm stopped completely. As Jonah sank into the depths, certain his life was over, God had already prepared a rescue no one could have imagined. A massive creature from the deep, sent to swallow him whole. Jonah found himself alive, but trapped inside the belly of the great fish in complete darkness, surrounded by the smell of the sea and the sound of his own heartbeat. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah remained there, cut off from the world above, given time in the darkness to finally confront the God he had been running from. Inside the fish, Jonah finally prayed, not a prayer of anger or excuse, but one of raw honesty and surrender. "I called out to the Lord out of my distress, and he answered me. Out of the belly of Sheol I cried, and you heard my voice." He acknowledged that he had been cast away, sinking beneath the waves, wrapped in seaweed at the very roots of the mountains, and yet God had brought his life up from the pit. "Salvation belongs to the Lord," Jonah declared from the darkness, and God heard him. At God's command, the great fish carried Jonah to shore and vomited him out onto dry land, alive, humbled, and given a second chance he never expected to receive. Then the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time. "Go to Nineveh, that great city, and call out against it the message that I tell you." This time Jonah did not run. He got up and he went to Nineveh, exactly as the Lord had commanded. Jonah walked into the heart of Nineveh and delivered a message of judgment. 40 more days, and Nineveh will be overthrown. No one expected what happened next. The people of Nineveh, from the greatest to the least, believed God. The king himself rose from his throne, removed his royal robes, covered himself in sackcloth, and sat in ashes, calling the entire city to repentance. And when God saw their genuine change of heart, he relented from the destruction he had planned. An entire violent empire turned back from its ways in a single day. Strangely, Jonah wasn't happy about this outcome. He was furious that God had shown mercy to Israel's enemies, and he sat outside the city, sulking, wishing for his own death rather than watching Nineveh be spared. God grew a plant to shade Jonah from the sun, then sent a worm to destroy it the next day, leaving Jonah miserable in the heat. When Jonah complained bitterly about the plant, God gently confronted him. You cared about the plant, though you did nothing to make it grow. Should I not care about Nineveh, that great city in which there are more than 120,000 people? Jonah's story isn't just about a man swallowed by a great fish. It's about a God whose mercy reaches further than we're often comfortable with, even to the people we think don't deserve it. Jonah ran because he knew God was compassionate, and he didn't want that compassion extended to his enemies. Maybe there's someone in your life you've decided is beyond forgiveness, beyond grace, beyond a second chance. Jonah's story is a reminder that God's mercy doesn't ask for our permission, and running from what He's called us to do rarely leads anywhere but into the storm. If this story reminded you that you can't outrun God's call, subscribe to Stone and Sling and join us as we bring these ancient stories to life, one video at a time. Which story should we tell next? Let us know in the comments below.